Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. Apologies for the video before. I pretty much did a free agents video, and for whatever reason the video sort of like cut out halfway into it. So I thought I'd come out with another video because I want to get some uploaded today, and I kind of can't be asked to put our names back in the whiteboard again. So I thought I'd come out with this one instead. Who do I think Newcastle United are going to sign in the summer? It's always quite early, but I always like to get a nice bold prediction out nice and early because in a few months' time, when Messi signs, I can come out and say we've done it. But on a serious note, though, I'm going to be realistic. This is if the takeover doesn't happen. Let's assume there's no takeover this season. There's nothing going on this summer. This is if it does not happen. But as you can see, guys, I've got a classic Newcastle top on today. I literally arrived yesterday. It wasn't cheap, like, but let's be honest, it's sick in it. I absolutely love this kit. Literally has the time bridge, man. Unreal, absolutely unreal kit. I mean, it takes me from a 10 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10, so can't fault it. But on a serious note, though, this is, in my opinion, the greatest Newcastle kit ever. One of the greatest football kits ever, and worth every penny I spent in it. But anyway, guys, obviously appreciate the support as always. If you are new to the channel, make sure you get down and subscribe. Smash like button, enjoy. Like I said, cheers for the support, means a lot. I will not at the Sheffield game next week. I forgot to opt in, so I won't be going to that game, unfortunately. But oh well, I'll go next season, you know what I mean? But obviously the season's already over, so that's why I'm doing this video now. We are a Premier League team next season. And as a Premier League team, we've got to go through some new signings, and boy, Newcastle needs some. We're lacking in depth in a lot of areas in the pitch. I think our actual starting 11 is one of the best starting 11s I've seen in quite a while, but in terms of depth, though, we need it in some areas. I think right back and centre midfield are the ones where we need the most, but we're going to start with the free agents because during the COVID time we haven't got much of a transfer budget, especially Mike actually trying to sell the club as well. He's going to be very stingy. He's going to give Steve Bruce £40 million, in my opinion, to spend. He'll not get any more than that, in my opinion. That's what you get. You get 5 signs. Ashley will say, listen, you tell me who you want, I'll pay as much little as possible to get them. And it's how it goes, really. But we're going to start with the free agents because he'll be all over those free agents. There are 4 Newcastle legends of free agents this season. Demba Ba, Patrick Cisse, Hatton, Ben Arthur, Joshua Williams. They are all free agents. We can get them all for £0. Do I think we should get them? And if so, who do I think we should get? Williams, I think, is 100% one we should be getting. For me, he adds a lot to the team. He would be our starting left back. For me, yes, he's injury prone, but he is technically gifted. And I don't get how Newcastle fans to say, oh, he's injury prone, don't get him. Listen, our club is injury prone, never mind the team. Every single player that plays for this club is injury prone. Andy Carroll is still employed at this club. He's going to go in the summer, but the point is he's still here. And he's the most injury prone footballer I think I've ever seen. So, yeah, the fact that Newcastle fans are going, oh, we can't get Williams, he's injury prone. Like, listen, our fucking team is injury prone, mate. So, for me, Williams is an obvious one. He would be our best left back. And he's one we should have got at Christmas time. I don't know why we didn't get him. It absolutely baffles me, but easy signing there we should be making. In terms of the other ones, Demba Ba, Cisse and Ben Arthur. I don't think we should get in Ben Arthur. I think Ben Arthur is finished, to be honest. But listen, though, imagine St Max and Ben Arthur in the same team. Just the thought in your head is just, oh, it's unbelievable, isn't it? But seriously, though, Ben Arthur has got some fitness issues. He hasn't really had any game time for last season. I think he was into Miami, was he? I don't even know. He was there last season, but I think his time is up, Ben Arthur. But I still think Demba Ba and Cisse will be 2 I'd definitely be interested in. For me, Demba Ba, yes, he bought his a couple of seasons ago. Yes, he's 35 years old, but he was playing Champions League football last season. And that, for Newcastle United, is something not many of our players ever get to do. So, yeah, for me, he has got the experience. I think he's still got 1 or 2 more seasons. We'll bring Carroll back when he was fucked, so why can't we bring Demba Ba back when he's kind of losing it now? But Cisse and R1, he was great soon for the club, one of the best players I've seen in his prime. And again, just fuck it, just bring them back, I mean? Even Ben Arthur, yes, I've said he's a bit fucked in fitness before, but might as well just, free signings, just get some squad depth in there. We'll see what happens, not need much wages for them, but just to be someone that can slot in there for a season or 2. And for me, 3 or 4 of them, yeah, why not? You know what I mean? Yeah, we're getting Newcastle fans back in the stadium. We're getting Demba Ba back in my top of his signs again. But speaking about actual signings we need to make now, Joe Willock, sign him now. It is the most obvious sign you can ever make. And for me, he's not going to stay at Arsenal next season. People are saying, oh, Arsenal are going to sell him. Listen, Arsenal haven't even got European football next season. Joe Willock has no incentive to stay at Arsenal. He's not going to start for them because he's not the best midfielder there. They haven't got European football, so he's not going to get any game time. Cup football, yes, FA Cup they do quite well, Arsenal, but he's going to be playing, 10 times a season at most. Why would you do that when you're playing the best football of your life in Newcastle, you would never ever stay at Arsenal. That's like Lingard staying at Man U after that season at West Ham. He's not doing it. He's not doing it. I know Lingard's like 10 years old on Willock, but the point still stands. Why would he stay at a football club when you're not going to get game time and you're playing your best football elsewhere? You obviously would try and go to that club. And for me, Joe Willock would easily get into this team. He's the best midfielder we have. I've said this all season long. And people were mocking me. People were slagging Joe Willock off before you put a Newcastle shirt on. Shame on you all. He is quality. It's as simple as that. And for me, an obvious sign, and we can get him for about £20 million. I really think we can. And for me, it's literally an obvious sign to get. Just get the guy at the club. So, listen, we're going to go off the sign so far, right? So I'm going to assume, right, we're saying Williams, okay? We're saying Williams, we're saying Bar, and we're saying Willock. So we've got those three. I'm not going to include the other two. Let's say we're saying those three, right? We need a right back. That's our next week. We need a right back. In terms of right backs, there's not too many options that are cheap, to be honest. You know, Max Owens, of course, is one everyone always bangs off about Norwich, but obviously you're saying he's pal Jamal Lewis last season, and he was a bit of a flop, let's be honest. I think next season will be a lot better, but this season, he's been pretty piss poor, hasn't he? And unfortunately, it's just not been money's worth, really. Liverpool want this guy, and he just hasn't done the job at all. But we need a right back straight away. Kraft's dog shit for a starter. Mankio is injury prone again, and if he's gone, who we're going to get? I mean, that's it. We need a right back, simple as that. It has to be Max Owens, so be it. But I don't know. I haven't really had a thought about this before I did the video. I thought I'd just literally just speak off mind, essentially. In terms of right backs, I want, you know, I don't know any of them really. Just there's quite a lot of choices out there. I probably will go down Max Owens just to be safe, because he is a decent right back, and yeah, I was just that's actually be sort of reasonable, you know. I'm not going to go sign like Ramos or something stupid like that. We need to be reasonable. We're going to get Owens is pretty realistic, you know. Yes, he's just come back to the Premier League, but at the same time, though, will you want to go back down? That's the question. You know for a fact now he's going to go back down. There's no way they're going to stay up. But yeah, I think we definitely need a right back, so that'll be one to keep an eye on. I think we need a backup strike. Obviously, I said about Demba Ba before, but let's talk about one that's actually, you know, not going to get injured at times, or still got it in his time. Danny Ings, I think he's a player who could potentially start happening. I think he's had a pretty shit year, and you know he's been capable of scoring 15 goals in this season. So I think he's definitely a player that we'll be trying to get elsewhere. You know, Southampton is a team that's going to be losing quite a few players this summer. I think Ryan Bertrand's already went. You know, quite a few players. Obviously, Walcott's going to be going back to. He's going to be a free agent this season, I believe. So you're starting to lose some of the older players, but in terms of Newcastle, I think Danny Ings will be quite a good fit there. I know I said this last season, but again, no, I think he's a player that's a bit like Wilson. You know, he's very good in front of goal. He's a clinical player, and I think you know, when Wilson inevitably gets injured, because the guy gets injured all the time, I think Danny Ings is a really good player having there. I'll play both of them in the same team. You know, I wouldn't be switching them back and forth. I would have both in the start 11. How we play that, I don't know. Probably 4-4-2. We just like playing that one, but depends. Me, I do prefer the 4-2-3-1 personally, because it's a lot more attacking, we're a lot more aggressive going forward. So we see how that go really. But if we were playing a 4-2-3-1, though, we need someone to slot him behind Wilson, you know, because I think Alan he's a good player, Alan, but I do think we need someone that's going to add more to the end product in front of that sort of cam role, you could say, really. And in terms of players that can do that, again, it's just restricted the choices really during COVID. There's only so many you can make, especially with a £40 million budget. Damn, I mean, I know Drax is a free agent, but we're not going to get Drax. He'd be going to a European club, you would think. Again, no, a player like right now is a free agent. Again, never ever going to get him. I think he's going to go to Barcelona personally. That's something we look at really, free agents, is you can't look at too many choices to get from different clubs or than youngsters really, because no one's going to be letting the big players go throughout this lockdown. I mean, next season when it's going to start to kick off in terms of this summer, there's only so much you can do really. And for me though, we definitely need a centre mid. We need a right back. We need a second choice striker. We need a left back. We need a lot of positions, and you know for a fact every single season Mike actually leaves a couple of them out. You bring a couple of those choices in. I've just said you bring a centre mid in, you bring a right back, and watch you leave the left back or you leave the striker. That's exactly, he does this every single season. He spends when he has to. He doesn't spend enough. We need someone that can spend it enough to get this team going. He won't do that. He'll spend when he needs to. He won't spend if he wants to. It's as simple as that. He couldn't give a shit about us trying to get somewhere. He wants to stay up, and he'll put the money in to do that. He'll not put any more in. In fact, he doesn't even put his own money in. He puts the club's expenses in. So it just shows what a shit owner he is, and the fact that he's still allowed to own this club is a disgrace. But if Takeover stuff sort of consumes this summer long, I will make a second video to this, sort of like, if the Takeover does happen, I will think we're going to buy these players. Obviously you'll be hearing the likes of Aguero coming then, but on a serious note though, this is realistic, right? This is if the takeover does not happen, I think these players will come in. But thank you guys for watching. I just thought I'd quickly put this video out, because of the booking errors beforehand. But take care, guys. Cheers. Obviously, let me know what you think down below, and yes, I'll see you on the next one.